Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Facebook Live. I'm Jacob Ortiz, and today we're going to do something really exciting. I'm going to walk you guys and give you a thorough run through of our Addison Web Demo. So just like a live demo unit, you can actually stream it from a laptop or a computer, and you'll be able to show Addison anywhere. So it's really exciting. Whether you are presenting to a caregiver or a provider, this is the future of AI in healthcare. So you're going to love the ability to be able to share her so easily. And of course, I'll walk you through everything with Addison's top features and give you a in-depth action review of everything. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. Give me one moment. All right. So when you click on the link, that can be shared. Of course, it's we sent it through Constant Contact and a mass email, and of course, your reseller account manager can get you this link. But this is what it looks like when it first starts and opens up. So I'm going to hit the Start button here. I'm going to, let me put it full screen. And I'll let her startup animation play. So she functions, she's gonna, like I said, the startup's gonna function just like, or the web demo is gonna function just like any other a live, physical demo. So it's gonna go through everything from loading and getting her up and running. So I will, of course, acknowledge the service agreement here to get into working with Addison. Of course, if there's any updates with any demo, you'll get the pop-up screen acknowledging the system changes, so I'll acknowledge that. And then we can dive into exploring more of Addison. So with this web demo, of course, you do get access and a demonstration of different features, the main vitals, medication reminders, and so forth. But what I'm going to start with, like any unit, when you're explaining Addison, I do want to go over the the Addison First Experience. So I'll just show you how to go to that here if we go into Learning. And then the Addison First Experience. I won't play all of it. I'll just play some of it so you can see how it'll start up and walk through. So let me go ahead and do that.
Hi, I'm Addison. Welcome to Addison Care, your personalized health and wellness experience.
Turn the live captions off here.
You're taking the first steps towards a healthier life. I can help you with your medication schedule, checking vitals, emergency response, and so much more.
So just like any other demo, you can show this whole step. Every Addison that is shipped out, this will display at the start. There won't be any way they can skip past this. This gives a thorough run through at the customer experience, or what we call the white glove experience, whether you're with the end user, you're with the client using it, or if you're not able to set up with the client, we can remote in terms of getting on the call with the individual and walking them through how to set up. But Addison comes ready to present herself and show you how to use her. So just for time's sake, I will go ahead and pause this, or go back, I should say, so I can go over other main features here. So yeah, you access the first Addison experience by going through the Learning tab. I'll go ahead and hit Home. Reminder, the demo does not use voice. It's not, you can't use your voice just because it's web-based, like you would with a physical unit. As well as another feature I'll walk into is the chat mode with Addison. You'll just, of course, need a keyboard and a mouse to navigate those features. But before I jump into those things, I will want to show you a little bit more of the emergency response and some demos there. So we'll go ahead and show you the emergency function here on Addison. I'll click on that.
I detected an emergency signal. Would you like me to connect you now? Select yes or no.
And I will hit yes in case. Let's see here. Minor delay on my end, so I apologize.
Hello, this is Jennifer with Addison's Rapid Response Monitoring. I can notify emergency responders, police, or fire if requested.
So you can get a full run through and show the capability of an emergency call.
Designated responsible parties to inform them
being
of the emergency actions being taken.
Assisted
All responsive
through
actions
Addison.
can be personalized for your individual needs.
I'll go ahead and end that here. So again, up on the top bar here on the green where it says emergency, that's how you can show that function of an emergency call. Next, I want to go into, let's see here, let's go over some med reminders or vitals reminders. So we'll start with medication here.
I'm going to perform a quick face check.
Of course,
Please make sure you're in frame.
we have
Select
HIPAA guidelines, so
confirm
we want to make sure
to
whoever's
continue.
using Addison is the correct person. This is all
Looking good.
demoed, so it's ready for demo, so you could just hit confirm. She does a little pose there. We'll hit next medication.
If you want to take these medications early, please use
She's
the
going to ask
toggles
us if we want to take these
indicate which ones you
medications
plan
early.
on taking.
I'll
Then
go
select
ahead and hit yes here.
Next.
And remember, this sensor here is a small video, so if this was that live, video would show myself or the end user taking that medication. I'll go ahead and hit next.
Would you like to take them right now? Or choose time?
We will select Ozempic. Let's see, I'll hit right now.
Great. Now select Confirm to finish taking your medications early.
And then she addresses that it has been taken. So you can walk an end user, anybody you're like I said, demonstrating to, through the full process of medications here. I'll go ahead and hit confirm.
Thank you. Friend, you're all set.
And then we will hit done here. We're all set. Of course, through the medication window, you can look at reminder history. And then you can see here some mock data just to give a good visual of what that information can be relayed to whoever's viewing it on Addison here. Hit done, and then of course the medication lists. And then it gives a list of the medications. So you can show the full capability through this web demo of how medications are tracked and taken through Addison. We'll go back home here. Let me jump into the vital signs now. While this is loading, let's see, I think there's a minor delay. There we go, vital signs. Just a reminder too, the web demo does not work on mobile. It needs to be on a desktop browser. So just a reminder, not mobile, desktop browser. Here we go, cool, okay. So take vital here. And let's see, we will demo the pulse oxygen. Of course, you can click any, and it's going to go through a setup process already in place. Of course, this is where you were, if you were in person with an Addison peripheral, you turn it on. It connects via Bluetooth, hard paired. It's reading the vital, loading the information. And then she will read it to you.
Your heart rate reading was 80 beats per minute. The reading is within thresholds. Your oxygen reading was 93 oxygen saturation.
And there you go. So you can show the capability of a vital. It can either be retaken. We can review some history. You can see the list in a list view. We can hit export.
I'll send the last
Of
30
course,
days of
it won't actually send the data, but it's showing
pulse
you the
oxygen.
capability of sending it to the
Readings
email,
to the email I
that
have
is set
on
up with
file.
Addison,
When you are
and that
ready
will be
for me
sent
to
to usually
send
the
it,
end user,
select email.
but we can adjust that if needed.
Otherwise,
But this shows
select
you the
back.
capability of how it will be sent out. I'll let her finish talking. Great, and then I'll hit back. And then let's see the month view, just to give you the visuals of how that can be displayed. Let me go ahead and hit back here. And then actually I'll hit home just to go straight to home. See all the other options we have. Next, let's look into surveys. So we will jump into surveys. That way you can demonstrate surveys and how those operate. Let's see, we'll do the general health survey.
Do you feel you are currently in good physical health? Yes or no?
Of course, surveys can be custom. Usually these are for home cares or community settings. But of course, if anything needs to be announced, things can be looked at that manner. And those are the things you can discuss with your reseller account manager as you're working with people in the field. So I'll quickly just go through this. I do feel I am currently in good physical health, so that's great.
How often do you engage in physical activity
And then let's
such
see,
as
how
walking
often
or exercising?
do I engage
Please
in physical
select the
activities
number
such as walking or
corresponding to your
exercise?
answer.
I'll say
1, daily, 2 to
I'll
4
say
to 6 times per
almost
week,
every day,
3 to 2 to
running
3
back and
times
forth
per
here in
week,
the office.
4, once a week, 5, rarely, 6, never.
I'll hit next.
On a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being very low and 5 being very high, how would you rate your overall energy levels
How would you rate
over
your
the past
overall
week?
energy levels? I'll say a 3. I'll just sit right in the middle there, and then we'll hit done.
Thank you, friend,
And then she thanks us for taking that survey.
for taking the time to complete this survey.
Perfect. Okay. So there gives us our health surveys. So let's look at calendar reminders now. So we'll go to calendar here. Shows you a calendar view of everything. And of course you can go forward, you can go back. And let's see if we can add one. So actually we'll just put test here. And we will hit next. And we'll put demo here for details. It's optional, don't have to put anything, but I'll put something there. And then let's start it for today. And we'll start it at, let's do 12. We'll just put 12 here so you can show that. It's a scroll wheel, so you have to click and hold to scroll it with the mouse. And then let's see, actually I'll just put whatever number it lands on. There we go, 17. Hit next. And we'll end it at 12. We'll end at 1:18. We'll hit next. Gives you a visual. Of course, there'd be other information there, whatever's placed realistically, and then you hit confirm. And that's when we go to today. And let's go down here. Might be a slight delay on my end, so I apologize. see if we can get that to scroll a little faster here. All right. So it might not be populating here, but let me see. I'll kind of go backwards and forwards. Looks to be like a minor bug, but it's not populating, but no worries. I will relay that back to our team, but they would show the time frame that you selected for the calendar reminder. Let me go ahead and go back to home. And then let's see what we can cover now. Let's go to the chat feature. So we'll go to Addison chat. Now, of course, in person,
Hello.
this is where you can use your voice, and you can walk through communicating with Addison. So here I'll put, give me a recipe for, let's see, lasagna. Oh. I think I spelled that right. Nope. Can't even spell lasagna. Let's see. Let's see what she'll pull up. She's custom. She's AI. So let's see what she'll pull up for us.
I'd love to help you find a lasagna recipe. Lasagna is a
There you go.
delicious
See,
dish
she fixed my
typically
error.
made
Okay,
with
I was
layers
missing
of
that.
pasta, sauce, cheese, and meat or vegetables. Would you like a traditional meat lasagna recipe,
let's see, I'll do
a
traditional.
vegetarian option, or perhaps a different twist on this classic dish? Let me know your preference so I can find the perfect recipe for you.
Gotta be polite and ask please. Oh, let me go ahead and hit enter here. And then she'll,
I'm happy
there
to
you
help.
go.
Here's a traditional meat lasagna recipe for you.
Scroll up here.
Ingredients: 1 pound ground
And she
beef,
gives you
1
all the
onion,
ingredients.
chopped, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 1 can.
Now,
48
reminder with
ounces,
chat for
crushed
this
tomatoes,
demo,
1 can.
it is
6
limited to
ounces,
10 questions.
Tomato paste,
And
1
then
can. 15 ounces.
there's a little bit of
tomato
the
sauce,
limit as
half
well with
cup
games.
water,
It's a limit
2
of 10 minutes, but
tablespoons
I'll
white
remind you
sugar,
when we get there to the
1.5
games.
teaspoons dried basil leaves.
So yeah,
half
10
teaspoon
questions, 10
fennel
questions.
seeds,
So
1
time-wise,
teaspoon Italian seasoning, 1 tablespoon salt,
I will
1/4 teaspoon
stick
brown.
with this one question, and then we can go back home. So she's going to keep listing that. I'm going to interrupt her and hit done. Apologies, Addison. And let's see. Let's hit home here. Okay, it's refreshed there on my end. Perfect. And then let's go ahead and let's look at games. So we'll go into games next then. So we'll go into options. We'll go into game mode. It's going to take us to her arcade room. And let's see, we'll do some Puzzle-Rama here. We'll click Puzzle-Rama, start the game. And then we will hit new game. Let's see. Let's do some Starry Night Sky here. We'll hit play. We'll leave easy. Hit play again. Of course, you could have selected any other difficulty. Jumbles that on up, and then you could start dragging these over. Just to show how a puzzle can work in the web demo. So it's really fun, really great to interact with and show this capability. And not have to lug around any equipment too. So that's exciting. But I will go ahead time-wise, just to save us some time, I'll exit this game. Yes, I'm sure I want to exit. And then we'll hit home. So it's kind of funny. the way I kind of planned it out here, but let me actually move her screen. I'll kind of show you a little bit around Addison's environment, the interactables in the room. There's some objects. This one's a fun one and an Easter egg, so you guys get to see this for when you demo. But you could change things and turn on things like the TV. It lets me click it here on my mouse. There we go. Oh, let me try it one more time. Let's see. Cool. Super Addison Care. So there you go. You get these little Easter eggs there. And you know what? Let's see. She called her dog in. So I clicked on little bed here. She really didn't call the dog in. I just clicked the bed. But we can imagine she did, you know. Dog gives her a little glance. And he walks over to his bed. And there's different things. You can see shimmers. So I'll get to this button next. But you'll see that the items shimmer that you can click on. And there's some throughout all the rooms, all the different homes that Addison switches in between as she is with the client, you know, end user all day. She switches between all these different scenes. So I'll go ahead though, and let's see. I'll click this button here, and I'll click it 2 times, 3 times. 4, 5, and I believe it's 6. Or 7. See if I can get her to do the Easter egg here. Just showing you a little bit about the cool different capabilities that Addison has. Huh, looks like she's not gonna dance for us, but hey, this is a challenge for you guys. Get into open up the link, head over to the arcade, hit that button. I believe it's 5 or 6 times, or 7. You click that button and she'll do a cool dance theme, and she'll dance for at least a minute or 2. It's really awesome. So there's your challenge. Go look at this, find that button on the arcade, and then we could do that. Let me actually show you. Go back to home. If you want to change the rooms, we'll go and look at some of the variations of the rooms. We'll personalize Addison here. Change her house. Let's see, we'll go to the beach. We'll hit her name up here to make the title go away there, or that screen. And then of course here there's other interactables, but as you can see, just different variations of the room she's in. There's this mound. Let's see what's in it. There you go. Some treasure. So these unique little Easter eggs are hidden all throughout the different rooms. And of course, as you saw, you can change them, but they will automatically change throughout the time Addison is on. Let me go ahead and hit back home here. We'll go actually back into options. We will personalize Addison. And let's see, we could change avatar. So when you go into avatar, of course, Addison, you're able to change different ethnicities, genders, of course, as well. And I'll go ahead and click, let's see, we'll click on just a different ethnicity here. And let's see, we'll go different variations. Of course, if you do switch between genders, it does do a slight moment to change that. There's your loading screen, and then there you go. You can have a male avatar Addison at whatever perspective the client wants. I'll go back to original Addison just for the demo purpose. We'll switch her on back. And then I'll exit out. All right, then I'll hit done here. Let's look at some holidays, just giving you different, showing you all the capability of what you can show with the demo. So there's a holiday selection. You can unclick and, show how that looks there. I'll exit that. Of course, we're at the beach, but we could change the room at the beach. Room being kitchen. There you go. There's the beach kitchen. That's pretty nice. I'll hit home. And then there's a little bit of her view there. So like I said, different. You can do a full on. This is a full ready to use demo, just as you would have with your physical equipment. You could do it easily through a desktop, and you can even send it to individuals and walk them through it. Let me go ahead and go back to her options here. We'll go into, let's go to reminders. We'll finish these last two tabs here, and then I will wrap it up. But I want to show you guys all the capabilities of this Addison Web Demo. So there's medication reminders. Let's see, let's do a dynamic reminder. You already got medication and vitals, so let's look at dynamic. So you can actually show what it would look like if it was scheduled to go off throughout the day. I'll go ahead and click on this. There we go.
Hello there, friend. A message just came in for you. Would you like to hear it? Choose either yes, snooze, or no.
And let's see, we'll let her finish talking here. I'll hit yes.
I'm going to perform a quick face check.
And of course,
Please make
as,
sure you're
as you
insane.
saw with the
Select
medication
confirm to continue.
information and accessing that data, you can see that I'm going to hit confirm here to get in and view.
Confirmed. Hi friend. Don't forget that there is a community event in the rec room this afternoon. We
So yeah,
hope to
actually, here's
see
a
you
good
there.
message. So if this is in a home care or assisted living, whatever it may be, kind of community, you can go ahead and show the capability of the customized messages that you can set up for those individuals. I'll hit done. And actually, here's a good time since she's outside. Of course, you can explain this while you're doing a demo, but she does have her weather. There's weather changes that happen, so you can explain that even though you won't see it in the demo. If it's windy, if this was a live unit that's sitting in somebody's home, if it's windy, cloudy, snowy outside, it'll actually replicate that weather in live with that person set up. So we won't be able to see it here, but those are things we can work on and see if we can get those demos or that demonstration included here. But you can speak on those things as you're going through as well. Last thing we'll go through is the request services. I'll hit new request. Let's see. Let's do some tidying around the house.
Please
I want to
select
request
the
some
date and time you'd
house
like to
cleaning
receive this
services.
service.
So we'll just go
Choose
ahead
skip
and confirm
if
it
you
all
don't
at this
have a
time. So I
preference.
want it immediately. I'm very
Otherwise,
impatient.
choose to confirm.
So I'll hit
Do you want to
confirm,
send a
request
for the
house cleaning,
selected- Sending it now.
and think of this
A team
scenario
member will
as
follow up with you
if that
directly.
information is being sent and
Thanks.
there's workings happening in the back end to get this person
Friend.
what they need. All right. Last but not least, I'll show you privacy mode. So, of course, if this was voice capability, you'll just explain that in privacy mode, you won't be able to call out to her with requests like we went through and everything I showed, except for emergency. So you will have to explain that in a live version of Addison, you can say Addison emergency, and then from there, she'll go ahead and call out, but not in this demo. So just keep that in mind, okay? But let me go ahead and maneuver around my screen here, and that way I can wrap this up for you guys. Any questions you have, please let me go ahead and, sorry, minor tech. Let me open a window here. And all right, you guys should be able to see me now. But yes, this demo, you can go through it again with the RAM, your reseller account manager, or you can contact MCP support, myself, communicate with us through Facebook, email, text. Obviously, call us. We want to see and talk with you all, be able to understand your game plans on how you can start presenting this to people, whether that's building an A to Z list. We want you to start looking at low-hanging fruit, all the materials, the co-branding we have on certain materials that we can work with you on, getting you set up for events. We have a ton of capability here that we really want you guys to succeed. It's the end goal of keeping people healthy, keeping people well, and then overall keeping people protected. So work with us, call us. I have reseller account managers sitting all the way down the hall here. They're ready to talk to you. They want to engage. They want to learn. I want to learn. I'll jump on. We can get other members on. Tony Dorman, our CEO, he would love to talk to you and all of us. We really want to help you guys navigate in, of course, filling your bank, with our recurring revenue, activation bonuses. We also have some contests and things lined out in the future, but we really want to work with you guys to understand how we can get you to achieve all that and get you to have that success. So thank you all. I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Any questions you have, drop it in the chat here or on Facebook, or communicate directly with your RAM and we'll help you guys out, all right? Have an awesome Friday, have an awesome weekend, and we'll talk to you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.